Last night, I'm sure we all watched the game.
I did a watch along here. DR.
Yeah.
They're calling
you
it.
did, didn't you? Yeah.
They're calling it the greatest watch along we've ever had.
Carlisle versus Scunthorpe?
No, I'm talking about the Isak derby. Newcastle versus Liverpool.
It was the Isak custody battle, is what it was.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
No, seriously, that was a hell of a watch along. Shout out to FJ. Shout out to Jack. Also to Doyle. We're supposed to have a Newcastle fan.
Yeah.
Zara, unfortunately she couldn't make it because she had some trouble with her car, but yeah, man, a hell of a game, hell of a watch along, really good.
It was one of the best games I've watched so far this season. It was just so much. As soon as Liverpool scored that second, by the way, I knew that there was going to be a last minute winner involved in this game. I don't know why. When Liverpool scored that second, they scored that second, and everyone was like, I think I was watching my brother, and my brother was like, well, may as well turn the TV off then. It's like 20 seconds in the second half, it's 2-0. But I was like, no. It's St James's Park.
Yeah.
The scripts this season have already been a bit mad at times.
Yeah.
So I was like, there is something in the script going on. And then Jolinton scores.
And there's something about those two teams because, I mean, you
going
guys
back in
are
history.
I can remember watching that game at home back in the day, 1996.
Stan Collymore?
Stan Collymore.
Yeah,
4 years before I was born, by the way. Just if you want to feel old.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Those are classics. Classic games. They always brought classic games to us. But yesterday was like a game of emotions. But I just feel like Liverpool are able to play and control chaos, whereas Newcastle, they use a lot of their emotions to try and dictate the game. But I think they were just too overwhelmed, and they kind of like
they got a bit naive at the end.
Yeah, with Gordon, we was talking. Me and Dale were talking about.
No, but even when they, Gordon, he was
stupid challenge.
It was a silly challenge.
One of the worst challenges.
By the way, the way I burst out laughing as soon as that challenge went through, I didn't stop for about 2 minutes. One of the funniest challenges and decisions I've ever seen in the Premier League.
But there's so many challenges.
Argue about it.
So many challenges that went on that we was mentioning. That should have maybe been a red card, or maybe VAR should have looked at it. But what a fantastic goal from Rio.
Oh man!
What a great move.
That strike.
Yeah.
The strike that kid seems to have on him is outrageous.
Yeah.
First time finish as well.
And I'll tell you what, as good as that strike was, right, honestly, that piece of vision by Szoboszlai, for me, I was saying it on the stream yesterday, and it's interesting because somebody else I heard say it today as well. Obviously, I'm going to claim I said it first because I said it on the night. But seriously, Szoboszlai should get an assist, even though he didn't touch it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that was the way he
created the goal, didn't he?
Yeah.
He basically took the defender out by his vision. He thought, right, okay. And he allowed Rio so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still got a lot to do.
Still had a lot to do, yeah.
But the way he did that, I was like, brilliant goal.
It was just, go on.
I was going to say, and also Szoboszlai doing that in the moment, knowing there's a 16-year-old behind him, still trusting him. Like, they clearly have faith in this kid.
Exactly.
Szoboszlai left it for him. He knows who's on the left wing. He left it for him. And like 16 years old, didn't even go through his head. But I do want to quickly say, smash that like button, everybody.
100%
in the comments, smash the like button. I want to see as many likes as we have viewers going on as soon as you can.
So that's why when people were saying, they were lucky, I said, bro, then that's not luck, bro. That is high-level skill. Done there.
It's also called having an extra man on the pitch.
Well, whose fault
at the
is
same
that?
time.
Whose fault?
No, I know. But like Liverpool had everything going.
But that is not luck, though. When I hear people, like I was driving home yesterday and I was listening to a certain radio station, Newcastle fan, they were lucky. I said, no.
There was some elements of luck, I feel, but I just feel like the skill level of Liverpool is far more superior, and it just showed in that latter stages of the game. And all they needed to do is just.
You're telling me, right, that Szoboszlai's piece of vision, that was not you, obviously.
No.
People, is that luck? The way he just did, he knew that
it's
Rio
fantastic.
was behind him. When Rio comes to the ball and he curls it around, you're telling me that's luck? That's a brilliant piece of skill.
No, it's just a good goal. And
Great goal.
Salah obviously coming in clutch when needed after three bad games.
Yeah, around it was a good goal, leading up, like even just the one touch play around the box and then bang, Szoboszlai done.
That was a goal worthy of winning any game.
Yeah,
that is not luck.
It's frustrating though,
but obviously there's so much tension around that game because of all the Isak drama here and there. And after the game, the game's died down now. And I remember saying to AGT, I think there's going to be one more big going in like today or tomorrow or something. But Ben Jacobs in the last couple of hours come out with the latest news surrounding all the Isak stuff. And what he said...
Hit me with it.
Yeah, so verbatim, this is what Ben Jacobs has said. Alexander Isak has no plans to reintegrate or play for Newcastle again. This has been made clear in meetings for months.
He's stubborn.
Player position may not change at all, but certainly not with the window open. Isak would only consider a softened stance if Liverpool tell him a move is impossible this summer. Liverpool won't offer anywhere close to the 150 million if a second bid arrives. The club know that they are the only suitor and will stick to their valuation should a deal present itself this week. So, 7 days left. Ben Jacobs says if another bid goes in. I think that's an almost certainty another bid goes in. Because Isak wouldn't be playing. It says here, Isak would only suffer his stance if Liverpool told him a bid deal's impossible. Yeah. Clearly, Liverpool would have already told him that the deal was impossible if they weren't going to put in another bid with 7 days left in the window. 7 days left in the window. Yeah. So, in light of the game, the drama, and everything that's happened, do you think this move still goes through or not?
I think it should go through. I think Newcastle need to just cut the ties now because they try. I thought it was bizarre. Two of them rocking up at it's facts. Rocking up at Isak's house yesterday on the day of the game. Yeah, and publicising it. By the way, I thought that was a bit sneaky. Trying to convince. He's not going to do that now.
Just let him go.
Because if he goes the other way. It's such a massive climb down for him. He's going to look silly, and he knows that. I'm sure he's aware of that.
He's gone so far now. It's so hard to come back.
Point of no return.
To go back to playing for Newcastle is more or less so difficult. I just felt like I agree. It's something that they need to let go of him. Newcastle need to focus on the future. And as much as they say that Isak's not bigger than the club, they've kind of made this whole situation bigger than the club itself. And that's why everyone's talking about it. That's why even the players are feeling the emotions behind it as well. If anything, if I was Newcastle right now, I'd just sell him for whatever price they've been given from by Liverpool and use the money to reinvest in in a bigger squad and get a striker. You can get strikers out there. All right, cool. You're not going to get an Isak. We get that. Just be privileged that you had him in your team, but you need to rebuild. That's how I look at it.
And it's interesting because that game yesterday, it kind of highlighted how much they miss Isak, because in that first half, they were clearly the better side, especially the first 30 minutes. I think they created something about 6 chances, at least 2 of those.
You know
were
what,
scoreable.
I've got to say though, it's always the case when a winger starts up front. It's really fun.
So why didn't they play Osula up front?
That's what I said. I questioned as to why Eddie Howe didn't start with Osula, just to keep that balance.
Probably because he trusted Gordon's work rate out of possession.
Trusted him?
Yeah, but he trusted him for a bit. It didn't quite work.
It's not the first time he's done that either. Remember, he'd done that in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup.
He's a bit of a hothead. He is a bit of a hothead.
He is.
But I think what Eddie Howe must have been thinking was Anthony Gordon will be absolutely relentless at their back line. Yeah. Because Liverpool's back line, we've seen it all 3 games so far, right? Their back line is a little bit overexposed. I keep saying I reckon at some point they're going to change to a back 3. Not necessarily permanently, but there's going to be a period I think where Slot's going to try it, especially if they end up going and signing Mark Guehi. And this is a question I want to pose to you guys, is should Liverpool go back in and seriously try and put another bid in for Mark Guehi, considering just how when they looked at the backs? Because basically the last piece of news with Guehi, I was looking just before, is although Man City had been rumoured to be in the race as well, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed Man City are nowhere near this. Despite receiving offers from other clubs, Guehi's situation has not changed and Liverpool remains his favourite destination. There's obviously all the stuff about him ignoring Mark Glasner at the end of the Chelsea game last week, which is a bit of a weird one. And Liverpool do look open at the back, and I think they do need a centre back. They do need another centre back. So do you think need one. They should, last day in the window, are they
before Sunday? Because honestly, I mean, we'll talk about this later, but I thought they looked quite vulnerable yesterday.
They did.
I think Konate, he's on another planet at the moment.
He's already learning Spanish, people.
It's virtually Virgil versus the world, isn't it? Because Kirkes was way off it as well.
Kirkes is way off it. He's still settling in at Liverpool, and I think probably a lot of Arsenal fans, especially Arteta, would have looked at that game and said, you know what, we can beat these lot based on the set pieces, exploiting them, and that's what Newcastle done very well yesterday. But yeah, if you isolate Konate, he's not as good as Virgil van Dijk is, and I think like people are slowly starting to suss it out. He's not having a good game, but yeah, if they do go for Mark Guehi, I don't know if Crystal Palace will allow him to go.
Yeah, but I think Guehi's deal, I believe, runs out next summer.
So
and he's not signing a new deal, so it's like Palace, they rejected 60 to 70 million offers for him in January from Newcastle, and now I think at 35-40 million seems to be a reasonable fee they're willing to accept. But at the same time, it seems like Palace are happy to let his valuation drop in order to keep him as long as they can, because he is their captain at the end of the day as well.
He's a big
and selling your captain with 7 days left of the window, You're gonna have to find a new captain, find a new centre back here and there. If it, like Akanji may be one that they're keeping on the back burner just in case he goes. But from a Liverpool perspective, I do think Liverpool should probably at least like see if they can go get Guehi.
Well, I mean, far be it for me to tell them what to do, but they definitely need to address that situation.
Isn't it strange though? Because a few weeks ago, we was probably looking at Liverpool and the business that they'd done, and we looked at their whole team and we thought, I thought, wow, they're set to go and win. You reclaim the Premier League. Probably they've got a good enough team to do it. But I don't know. I think it's since I've been watching them in the Charity Shield, etc. And the pre-season, I've seen certain weaknesses that maybe we haven't seen before, and it's happened on a consistent basis now. So for me, especially at the start of the season, usually Liverpool, they hit the ground running. Usually that's how it is. But they've staggered through against Newcastle, which is still a good sign because we had to do that against United in the first week. But yeah, it's quite interesting now that they look a lot more weaker.